Welcome to the show.
I've been sleeping with your man.
This is a whorehouse.
So you gonna go sleep with my boyfriend? You a hoe. I'm your auntie. You don't be calling me no hoe. Me no hoe.
It'd be like, make it weird, dude.
Not my fault this guy has a little penis.
Now that's a fun intro, man. Big shout out to our boy Doug Damien for putting that together for us today. I appreciate it, Doug. So here we are, right? This is a makeup episode for the internet outage from last week, or from earlier this week. This is Rob and Chris just talking Shiznet.
Shiznet.
And of course, we make an open invitation. Oh, we just lost him. I thought that we had somebody ready to do a run-in.
Oh, damn. They left already?
He showed up. I mean, can you smell it? Like he's close. I feel like the run-in is right around the corner.
Fucking sabotage, man. Fucking Pearl Harbor.
Wait, it smells so familiar. I know that smell. It's the goddamn butcher. Bubba.
He's
going on.
Was he sleeping?
Hey, not much. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're just gonna come up in here and talk some Shiznet.
Talking shit is a gift that God gave me.
That is true. And we don't really ever know what we're gonna do when we start this show, but it hit me that there's a particular story from Chris that begs to be retold. Chris, why were you the greatest manager in the history of Long's Drugs?
Oh, that's
Buddy, hold on to your butts. This is a good one.
Wow.
We're talking details. Right. Don't be fucking glazing over shit. You know how we do it here. Don't pull any punches.
Okay. Okay, so this goes back to early 2003. 2004 or something like that. One of my employees was a 17-year-old kid. Never been late. What's that?
He was 18.
No, he was 17.
Oh shit. All right.
Do you want to tell the story? Do you want me to tell it?
No, I just don't want you to okay, go ahead.
Okay. Let's say he was 18, okay? We'll do that. So he's never been laid before ever in his life. Ever. They didn't come to put close to pussy at all.
So Chris blew him. It was really nice.
Yeah. The last pussy he's probably saw came out of his mom. That was probably the only pussy he's actually seen. So
you remember when Conan said that to me in the ring? You look like you ain't had pussy since pussy had you.
Oh yeah. So Rob and I have a mutual person we used to know. That
come on, guys. How you doing, buddy?
Wait, who's that guy again? What's his name?
I'm the Mac Daddy. It's me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Mac Daddy. You know, I'm the one who taught the ass how to suck it, right? Yeah. I taught The Rock how to cook.
I gave Stone Cold the finger.
That's right.
So this guy was a wrestler. I don't know what the fuck he's doing these days. I haven't talked to him.
Little rat fuck is what he is.
Probably in some fucking seedy fucking bar somewhere.
Yeah, buying meth.
Yeah, buying meth. So he ran this escort business. And so me and another manager at Long's, we decided to go in and pay to get this kid laid. Now,
and you know, Butcher, I gotta say, just for the sake of the story, that these whores were fugly, dude. They were beat the hell back. These were not attractive chicks.
it's always worse when you don't expect it.
That's right.
yep. And Rob can vouch for that. He's seen them.
Yeah, but these were haggard chicks that you could do whatever the fuck you wanted to them, right? There was no, this costs extra. It's like, pay this, let's do it for this amount of time and get you done. Easy.
Yeah. So I threw 150 in my end, and the other manager threw, I'm not going to mention his name, threw another 150 in. So it was about $300. And this is probably one of the greatest moments in this kid's life.
So you guys started off at TGI Fridays where Mr. Big Pimp Daddy was waiting tables.
Yeah.
And you did the transaction right there in Fridays. Then you smacked him on the ass and sent him on over for some skin.
Yeah, I think it was like
So what happened after?
I can't remember what fucking hotel. There was like a little hotel in that parking lot where he ran these little escort business.
Yeah, it was a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, Holiday Inn. There you go. And so yeah, the kid was gone probably about an hour, maybe at the most. Came back. He was a happy kid, man. I tell you. And
let me tell you something. I have never had a manager even offer me a beer, much less some pussy. You are hands down the goddamn manager there's ever been.
Yeah, I definitely was crossing the line a little bit with that. We were crossing the line with the employees, but
you think?
But at the end of the day, we really wanted to help this kid, and
you did, and that makes you the greatest manager ever.
All time.
I mean, think about it. You have given this kid a genuine, legitimate, positive rest of his fucking life story.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, my boss took me to Fridays. We got some food. He paid for some pussy for me. It was fucking fantastic. Too bad Logs is gone.
Yeah. And he was one of my
That's
greatest.
probably why, though, you were one of the helpful catalysts to push them out of business.
Yeah. And Jimmy acted like he was doing us a favor. Oh, that's a discount. Yeah. Those they probably weren't even fucking $100, man.
Yeah, he tried to sell me one of those broads once, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Jimmy, you know what? I would rather take a gorgeous lady out on a date and then get rejected at the end of it and not get pussy than pay you for them. Get the fuck out of here.
And we had these joining rooms too, so it was like one of those I guess adjacent rooms where there's a closet or door you can go into the other room. So we were in one of them, and that was like the waiting area, and then the other one was where the action happened.
The waiting area. Oh, Jimmy, you worthless little Weasley piece of fuck.
Don't give him the airtime.
Oh, no. He's just easy to bust balls on. He's just fun. We just have fun. We rip on him when we're just on the phone.
Jimmy Castle is a ball bag.
No, not him.
No. Okay, well.
There's another Jimmy.
This guy's name was Jimmy as well, yeah. Good catch, though. Don't give Jimmy Castle any airtime. Unless, of course, we're asking his opinion. You know, what do you think, Jimmy? Are you still a douchebag? Yeah, most of the time. Okay.
Oh, you woke up? I thought you were sleeping.
Yeah.
You never really can tell. I mean, Jimmy, you're not looking good, man. You know, I just want to fit in. Oh, okay. I'll fit him into the
cool.
He gained some weight.
Go back to sleep, Jimmy.
Go back to sleep, Jimmy. So, and you know, I do want to touch on Longs just a little bit more because you were working in a store that was featured on like a national television show, and a store that there's videos on YouTube about him working in an extremely haunted Longs, and it was attached to Toys R Us, right? And that was haunted as well.
Well, Toys R Us was across the street, basically, like on the side. Basically, you had
Oh,
Did someone
whoa,
say
another
haunted?
run-in.
Did someone
another
say
run-in.
haunted?
Good,
we did.
good intro. All right, Doug Damien in the house.
Hello.
Great video. What'd you think of the intro video, Butch? You like it?
I liked it. Yeah, man.
It was fun.
Yeah, when you approached me with that and asked me to do an intro, and you kind of told me about the show, the first thing came to mind was Jerry Springer clips. I mean, that's what came to mind, and then I remember this is a horror house video, thing that in that match you did, and my favorite part though is when those two guys are on the ground. It looks like they were trying to do a figure four to each other, but they end up just scissoring.
A figure four. And I remember you don't know this one, Chris. When I hit Doug up, I was like, so we're gonna do a show because we want to make room so we don't oversaturate wrestling for the Four Corners podcast coming. So we're gonna switch Wrestle Shoot to a bi-weekly show. We're gonna make this new one. He goes, oh, okay, what you got in mind? I said, I have nothing in mind. What I told you is all I got. Just wow us. And he's like, yeah, fuck, all right. And I said, oh, by the way, we're starting on Tuesday. He's like, shit, all right. And then, we did.
No pressure.
No pressure. And then we didn't even start on the deadline because we're assholes. So, Chris, real quick before we move on, what's your like the scariest thing that happened in that Longs?
Oh gosh. All right. So they had these stairs where we had to go up into. It was like a 2-story, whatever. We had storage up there, and there was a bunch of shelves that were kind of stacked up, but we laid them against the wall, so they're kind of like this. And so I was up there one night closing, and we usually walk the whole entire store before we leave. And literally, they all just went. Each row went boom, 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 boom. Like they just started falling like in rows.
Ghostbusters
So like someone
style.
grabbing one shelf.
Sick.
Yeah, it's like someone was grabbing a shelf and the one shelf in front and then knocking it down, and then the next row, one, like that, like literally like 5 or 6 of them in a row.
Now,
Scared the fucking shit out of me.
Okay, it scared you. How did you actually react though? Were you just like, peace, and you were gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, fuck. And Larry, I'm hearing him as I'm running, like boom, 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 like I'm boom down the stairs.
See, I'd have been calling Doug, dude, you've got to come to the store right now.
Yeah, that would have been us running into another situation.
Another ridiculous situation.
Yeah, they did all kinds of stuff though. I mean, he would basically flick on like switches, or like on the upstairs, see the light going off, going on, off and on real quick, like a couple times. That was pretty frequent. Walking upstairs, making noises like that. Just little things, but the shelving, that was fucking kind of creepy.
Well, now, did you ever think to just ask the ghost if you buy him some pussy, if it'll all calm down?
That could work. Never thought of that.
He's like, you motherfucker, I've been here longer. Why you buying that kid some head? We're all class around here. I'll tell you that.
100% class.
Butcher, baby, tell us about this Four Corners thing and when it's starting.
Well, it started yesterday, brother.
What do you mean? You already did a show and I missed it?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
You're terrible, Rob. Terrible.
Hey, I'm job hunting right now. I'm a little preoccupied.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We started it yesterday. It went live yesterday.
Oh my God.
Myself and Sean Young. It's a podcast which it's about fans. It's not about anything else other than a fan's opinion. The fans' intake on the business in itself. There is no right, there is no wrong.
Right.
It's about Yeah, which is about it's about what actually matters. Contrary to, you know, you can't always say what actually matters in the industry today because it's not correct to certain people, you know. But yeah,
Yeah,
we
you're
started it
right.
yesterday.
In my whole life, I have never seen the wrestling business in such peril as it actually is right now.
Business. That's why. That's the problem, dude. It's a business.
Yeah,
It's
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 not,
sa-
not
it's
looking good.
saturated with corporate fucking menaces, you know, and that's the problem. The business which was once, and I am going to use the term. You know, I don't like to use that e at the end of WWE. I fucking hate it. Um, but
I always
but it
hated that
but
too.
but it is right. You know, the business where we used to sit there and watch a wrestling match as in a wrestling match now cannot be a wrestling match unless there is an angle where that there's a major interaction with the fucking fans or with the outside world. You know, everything needs a holy shit or you fucked up or
Yeah,
you know, and that is kind of like what me and Sean wanted to do is, kind of put together a show where we can talk about fucking the Midnight Express. We can talk about Doom. We can talk about all these great tag teams and the matches they had, which made us go, I like fucking wrestling. And then we can compare them to what you see today. Yes, you've got throwback tag teams like FTR who are fucking doing what they deem correct for the business, and that's putting on wrestling matches. But the problem with the business today is there isn't any fucking tag teams left. You
No real
know,
team.
they're put together like a fucking sale in a supermarket. Uh,
Yeah.
and that is the only way I can kind of think of it. You walk into the locker room or you walk into a development territory. You go, you're going to tag next week. They've got no people that grew up together and solidly bonded and knew how each other's They don't exist anymore. You know, and that's where you get people like FTR that Scott Dawson and his name's gone. Scott Dawson and the other guy, they were late starters to the game in terms of getting identified as fuck me, these guys are good. These guys are a perfect throwback to anything that came in the late 80s to early 90s, and we're going to allow them to wrestle. That didn't happen until fucking a good 6 years ago,
yeah,
you know? And that to me is exactly why this podcast needs to happen because there is so much wrong, and we don't want it to sound negative because you know what happens when you get negative podcasts. No fucker tunes in, you know. But the whole point of it is there's a link, and you like yourselves, like we've got a link where you can jump in. If you're a fan and you've got an opinion, we're going to give you 2 to 3 minutes to stress your opinion. It ain't just our voices you're going to hear. We want to hear other people's voices, and we want other people to put a question to us so we can answer it, which then can gauge, traction and topical debates. Because you don't know that as much as I do. Is the worst thing about having something which you fucking really believe in is getting people to converse. You know, you can have thousands of people in a wrestling group today, and they know what they're there for. But there's just a failure to get people talking and discussing. You may put fucking numerous posts up every week, and they're good posts. But there's nothing more deflating than looking and going, why is no one fucking discussing this shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean we're gonna obviously do the Four Corners podcast. I've got a couple of ideas in terms of getting a side TikTok with it where we can kind of do quick snippet videos every day of something, a talking point. Like today, all I fuck it. Well, not today, since yesterday evening, all I've seen is CM Punk's returning to WWE, and I'm like, fuck my life. You know, listen, we've just watched why you don't employ and pay someone of that guy's caliber in another company. Why another company would give him a contract where he can hold you liable, you know, but for his termination. He's just had a fucking good payoff from AEW, you know,
Right.
a good swan song payoff, and he caused it. You
Oh, you
know,
blew yourself up again. Actually, let me ask you real quick, Butcher. Do you guys have any plans on covering Billy Corrigan, what he's doing on your show?
um, we're gonna base it. I think what the whole point of it is we want to discuss anything. You know, it's not going to be one of the, no one fucking discusses anything when you think wrestling's all around the world. It's indie promotions, it's small time promotions, it's big fucking promotions, but no one cares about the small. You know, they're not identified as wrestling products. We're only going to talk about WWE, New Japan, fucking AEW. You know, so yeah, I mean, Billy Corgan's done something fucking wonderful. It's not. I think people fucking when they think Billy Corgan and they think NWA, they really they're fixated on this old NWA. It's never going to be the NWA of old, you know. But it's nice to see what the way it works. I mean, it's got that 80s vibe. It's got that kind of, you know, it's what Billy Corgan's doing is good, you know. And I think Billy Corgan is realistic. He knows what his market is, you know, and he knows he's not in there to compete. I think originally he was going they were going to try and compete with Impact Wrestling. But Impact Wrestling have had a big rise in the last, 2 years. They picked their shit up and they've run with it. Where reality is just its home and they're back to square one again because of that many people have left over the last, and they've just got to pick their shit up and go again. You
Holy
know?
crap, we're getting too heavy into wrestling here, I think.
Yeah.
Why is it, Butcher, every time we come together, everything refers to wrestling?
Fucking, it's a dominant environment in the world. Unless you want
All
to
right,
talk
Doug,
about
Speedy,
fucking
tell me
war. You
Go ahead,
know?
Doug, say something. Doug,
Something.
comment.
Something.
Very
No,
well done. Very well done.
It'll always be WWF to me. Like when you say you don't even like to use the word, the entertainment word. It's
Yeah.
It'll always be. I mean, in my mind, it's always WWF.
Yeah.
The WWEFG.
WEFG.
It's just a ball bag identity. That's how I fucking say it. It's it's anything but the E.
All right.
Well, here's something that Chris brought up the other day, a topic he would like to have on this show, which I think that you guys will get a kick out of. Basically, he said, these celebrities need to shut their fucking mouth and be entertainers and not try to be politicians or force their opinions on you. And his favorite 2 points were Whoopi and Rosie.
I thought Whoopi was going to move to Africa. She said that's what she said.
Yeah.
She's still talking about it.
And like Rosie O'Donnell has no really business talking anything about anything, like she's just such a repugnant pig that whatever comes out of her mouth just sounds like a fucking oink.
Yeah.
So Rob, if you had a choice, Whoopi or Rosie, if you had to choose one,
To what, kill?
no,
For what?
the fuck.
No, I'd fuck Butcher first.
Huh?
What?
Dude, I would totally fuck you before Rosie or
Well, I
Whoopi.
know
You're
that. You do that. You do that if the two weren't involved in the fucking debate anyway. But
Well, if I have an opening, I'm going to take it.
well,
Okay, let's see. I wasn't part of the equation. It has to be them, one of them two. Can't put me in there. Wow, he's in deep thought.
you fucking remind me, dude. When I come to see you, I'm navigating your house with my back to every wall.
I guess I'll go with Whoopi
Okay, I would probably do the same thing.
because I just I don't
I guess.
despise Whoopi. I think she's
Doug's like, I don't know, man.
She's not like her stand-up comedy. I always thought was awful. I did like her little radio show. You know what I liked about Whoopi? The only piece of respect I have for Whoopi was when she got that morning show on XM, and it was going to be opposite of Opie and Anthony, and they were quite irritated to hear that they were putting her on opposite of them. So they started making fun of the woman. And the very next day when they went on the air, Whoopi just walked into their studio. And they both went, and she sat down, she put the cans on, pulled the microphone over and goes, so I hear there's a hubbub here. What the fuck's the problem? And I was like, holy shit, I love it. She walked right into mega powers of radio and said, man, fuck you guys. And then they were laughing and having fun at the end. I think not Rosie, I think Whoopi's political opinion should really just stay to herself. These celebrities trying to push their opinion and sway people. Fuck off, man. Quit trying to turn us into sheep. Going, yay, Whoopi, everything you said is right. Because usually it's not. Right? It's all Whoopi's and Rosie's arguments are all, this is what we want to happen, and this is all that's acceptable. If you don't like it, fuck you. This is what we want. And then people go, yeah, Rosie, I'm with you. Yeah, Whoopi.
They're like the female fucking version of Andrew Tate.
Hey, can we really consider Rosie a female?
I don't know what she is. Scares the living shit out of me.
With her and Trump doing their public argument like they did, and then we still elected him. Like, dude, we elected a guy who had a public fight with Rosie fucking O'Donnell. Are you kidding? Ugh.
Oh man.
Chris, comment.
Oh man, I agree with you, man. They should keep their shit to themselves, man. It's like no one really cares. Well, I guess there's a certain following of people that do care. But I think they're, those are the people who are
they're
probably
sheep.
Yeah, they're fucking sheep, man. They have no mind of their own.
That's the problem with the world, isn't it?
I hate using that
what's
word.
That's the problem with the world, isn't it? There's a fucking the majority of the world are flop. They're flop.
And that's terrible. It's so sad. And I understand life is stressful, man. Sometimes you just want to go with what you think the famous people are with because it's probably right? But no, it's not right. It's wrong. For Christ's sakes, man, fucking, you guys remember George Clooney's acceptance speech where it just was jumping out of every pore, talking about how the Hollywood elite are the trendsetters and the decision makers and what? Shut the fuck up, Danny Ocean. Take your award and go have a drink.
Danny Ocean.
Be the jester and entertain us, and then go.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Stage.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird when you think celebrities in terms of these film stars. They're always fucking the majority of the time. They're always in character, and when you actually hear the real fucking people talk, the poison and the shit that comes out of their mouths is fucking dangerous. I mean, look at psychopath fucking Tom Cruise.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
he's all
not
the place.
so sure that Tom Cruise is a psychopath or if he's a genius. I'm not sure.
oh, I think he's a
That's
psychopath. Like John Travolta, he's a fucking psychopath. And
Well,
all.
he falls into that same category with me.
Yeah, a
Here's what
Scientology thing, you know.
here's what I genuinely believe about Scientology. I believe Cruz and Travolta were approached by somebody who said, "How would you guys like to make more money in 1 year than you'll ever make from acting? All you have to do is claim to be a loyalist to this new religion." And they have made obscene amounts of money with not making obscene amounts of movies. So where's that coming from? It's their kickback for their investment in Scientology. That's what I think.
it's a billion dollar company.
Yeah, I think Tom Cruise and Travolta are just really fucking smart, and they saw the money and they took it.
Isn't Will Smith part of that too?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. He'll deny it. He'll deny it.
Okay.
I probably think his wife is probably more part of it than he is. You know, which is probably why when she gave him that stare at the awards, Will
Oh,
was like, "Oh, I'm going to be Will Smith," and then she just went, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're the
Yeah.
boss." Take my
Keep
wife's
your wife's
name out of
name
your
out
fucking
my
mouth. You know, that was 100% prompting, man. No, that guy didn't want no. Every bit of him wanted to fucking laugh at freaking Chris's comment. You
I think
know,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
that was a 100%. Everything before she stared at him was
Yeah.
that was two boys having a laugh and a joke, and Will Smith wanted to laugh.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think any bit of that was real. I think it was all a work.
you know.
I just
do.
remember.
I could see that.
I just remember the night that I was out in the living room watching a surprise an Alice Cooper concert, and big shocker there. And then my wife came in from the bedroom. She goes, Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock on the awards." I went, was it like an act or what? No, it seemed like it was like he said something. Will Smith got pissed and went up and slapped him. I went, "Oh shit, okay." So
I have reviewed that video in slow motion so many times. I don't believe there was any contact made on the slap.
Really, I do.
You didn't hear a noise. You didn't see a red mark. Chris Rock sold it like a half a second too late. It was a work.
I believe there was no. You see, I gotta believe that there was something because the aftermath isn't staged. You know,
What aftermath? People were talking for
everything that's gone on after. You know,
But
comments.
what's actually happened? What consequences?
Well, you've only got to go and watch Chris Rock's. Chris Rock, right? We'll speak about Chris Rock. You look at where Chris Rock's career was in general. Yeah, he wasn't struggling, but he wasn't, getting any mainstream fucking especially in the UK. You know, him popping on TV was like fucking. I haven't seen this guy in years. You know, he's probably getting a bit of airtime in the States. But the way The Rock was portrayed in that was the kind of guy, it just skyrocketed his career again. You know, his
Hence
stand
why
up.
I think it's a work.
No, see, I listen. Will Smith ain't that fucking generous.
Look, let's be real
I-
though. Let's be real. How far back those two guys go? Do they go back to where Chris Rock was dressed in drag on the Fresh Prince? They go that far back.
That's exactly what my
I
point is.
absolutely believe that
And
was
that's
a work.
exactly what my point is. It was a
believe
laugh between two boys. I believe the joke wasn't spoke of. You know what I mean? There's no way that specific point, right? That came up about G.I. Jane There's no way was that spoken between the two, and then the slap sold. You know, they were two boys, yeah, relationship. They've been boys for years. You know, I just can't buy that was staged because
Well, here's something about the states you should
Will
know.
Smith can't act for shit.
I'm on the fence about it,
I
honestly.
don't
Like,
know what the rules are in UK, but let me just let you know this. In the States, Chris Rock doesn't have to press charges. If there was an assault and it was seen by law enforcement, they can press charges, and they fucking will on celebrities.
Yeah, they
No
can't they do
charges
that
were
here.
Okay. No charges were pressed. No legalities were kicked into that. I'm just saying there's no
What do they
fucking
call it
way.
in the States? What is the charge actually known as?
Well, that would be assault. Assault and battery.
They basically say it's a breach of the peace order. Where it is they the I don't know because I've been fucking done with it a few times. But how they deem that is it's an offence which is deemed inappropriate to happen in society, which you have taken advantage of, and said public can't control it. So the authorities step in, they remove you, and they charge you indefinitely. It's probably one of the most. It is probably one of the freaking most, cha- biggest charges in this country, which happens every day.
Huh.
You know.
So that's a big charge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now see, it actually would skip assault. It would go right to battery because the definition of assault in the States is making the threat coupled with the ability. So, like, if a 4-year-old kid walked up and said, I'm going to fucking cut your throat, well, that kid's not going to cut my throat, so nothing would happen. But once I actually reach out and smack somebody, I follow through with the threat, it skips assault and goes straight to battery. That's a much more severe charge here. So there was supposedly battery, committed on national television, and nobody was arrested. No fucking charges were filed. It's bullshit. All of a sudden, those two guys are getting more talk than they've ever had. Those two guys are getting more work than they've ever had from one gimmick slap. G.I. Jane doing the dirty face as Will was just genuinely laughing. He looked over. He saw his cue to go do his thing. Chris Rock saw him coming. He knew he was coming to give him a smack. Who gets smacked and smiles and goes, wow, wow, I don't give a fuck. He telegraphed to that slap. Chris Rock didn't even try to guard. No, it was fucking bullshit. Take it from a worker. That whole thing was one big goddamn work. I'm sure they all went out and had dinner.
I don't
together.
know. I don't know. I just. It was a perfect rock slap. I mean, he definitely be
contact.
watching Dwayne Johnson when he threw the punch.
The
One
slap.
thing,
know?
one thing about it, it might have helped Chris Rock a bit, but it didn't seem like it really did Will Smith any good from what I could tell. Everyone was suddenly, all this shit was coming out.
Oh yeah, he got buried.
His wife is getting railed by other guys and this
Yeah.
and that. He's like he's under her thumb, and it didn't seem to really help him much from what I could tell. And then as far as the assault charge, the one thing I like Chris, I'm kind of on the fence about whether it was a work or not. But I mean, it totally could be. It's Hollywood. But one thing that makes me think, I mean, as far as the assault charge goes, if they just kind of, someone in Hollywood just kind of gives a donation to the LAPD, suddenly, oh well, we're not, or a DA, oh we're not, oh no, nothing to see here. We're just gonna kind of,
How many zeros do I gotta put on this?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Just to kind of let that go, sweep that under the rug. That's totally a possibility.
I think the one question I would ask is, in that big event, there had to be more than one fucking camera. because the only camera footage I've seen of that slap comes from one of three angles. There's got to be one from the far side
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
show that would show the connection. Why have we not seen? In wrestling, for instance, when you're throwing punches, you're going to see a breakdown. Not even if you watch the televised camera, there is still going to be multiple, foot videos out there that you will see different angles of it. From a fan's perspective, for instance, the only footage of that is literally you see Rock, then you see the bit where you know you see that kind of Smith gets up, shrugs his shoulders, takes one, two, few steps, and that, that's all you see. That is the one thing I will say is, where's the other footage?
Because it was set up with the director, because it was a fucking work. Montreal was a work. Will Smith was a work.
But like Doug said, regardless whether it was a work or not,
Yeah.
it was a shit work because it fucking killed Will Smith.
It didn't kill Will Smith. Are you high?
Oh, dude, it killed him.
Come on.
It has.
He's all
It's
kinds of
tarnished
shit
him.
thrown
His
back at
film
him.
career.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't make him look good. I mean, I remember hearing some of this stuff, and I'm like, why is he? If it's so bad with him and Jada Pinkett, he's Will Smith. Why doesn't he just fucking leave her ass if she's doing this totally like their personal life so shit? He's Will. It's not like he's some dude. I might not be able to get anyone else. He's Will freaking Smith. He can get any piece of ass he wants out there.
Well, I mean, it seems to me that's he's considering the financial devastation he would suffer divorcing her.
Well, I mean, he got the Amber Heard treatment in terms of he got dropped from multiple projects in Hollywood.
See, I hadn't heard. I looked into it. I hadn't heard he lost anything over that.
He got dropped by DC. He was doing a project with Disney that they pulled on it.
Yeah. He's going to lose work. He'll gain work as well. But I think to everybody's point is, I don't think it really helped his case at all by doing that.
Okay, maybe it was the work.
I don't think he benefited,
then, but it was still at work. You can't, Chris. Come on, we've watched that video on Wrestle Shoot. You can't possibly be with these guys thinking it was real. We did.
I'm on the fence about it, honestly. He made contact. He did make contact with it, but the only thing I can see that it might have been a work is the way Chris Rock stood there and he didn't do anything. He leaned in and put his hands behind his back, and he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't do anything except smile.
I watched Chris Rock's last or his latest stand up, and the context and the content in which I watched the interview that Will Smith had, where I can't remember who he spoke to, but it was a live conversation with two people, a reporter, and he was saying that he'd reached out to Rock, and Rock had basically said he wouldn't comment on things. They would talk when he was ready to. And then he went and did his last stand-up, which is on Netflix. And the context and the way that he kind of approaches it is quite, he's to the point. In more terms of basically, signifying that he's a guy that doesn't take care of his business, his wife does. She's always been the one in charge, which is what I was saying. She's something else, eh?
Well,
You know, she's probably worse than Rosie O'Donnell. You know,
Probably.
but I
she's
do
probably
recall,
worse.
one time him and the wife were on some red carpet somewhere, and she immediately went into, "Oh, my powerful black Nubian king," and black,
Bro,
black, black, black,
bro,
black, black,
I
and
was
right,
about to say something then, right? And you basically in 2 words, black powerful. That
yep.
is exactly how she scares me.
But right as the
You know,
interview, right before the interview section cut off, he actually said, "Look at me, stop it," and then they went to something else. Like you better
yeah,
try to put off the white people. Stop it,
yeah. She's very, very.
militant.
Like I say,
She's
you know,
militant.
she's pro. She's pro. You know,
Yeah.
she's a
If the Black
pissed off woman.
Panthers, if the Black Panthers weren't just a prison thing, she'd join.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When you said it, I was tiptoeing around it. I was tiptoeing around it. You
What?
know,
What the fuck? You never tiptoe around anything.
dude, you never know. You never know these days. You know. You
Cancel
know,
me, I dare you.
the last thing Butcher wants to do is give a shit. But you know, but she does come across like that to me. Very,
Yeah.
very pro. You know, the color of her skin, like you say, Black Panthers. She's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, Will Smith grew up in a fucking white man's world.
Wait a minute.
That guy might as well be white. That's how he conducts himself.
But wait a
You
minute.
know,
It was West Philadelphia he was born
born and
raised.
bred.
On the playground is where he
You
spent
know,
most of his days.
yeah.
Dude, he was chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool.
You
That's
know,
not
he,
white.
dude, he was playing
Yeah.
white men can't jump. He was playing basketball with Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. You know,
God damn it, I almost corrected you and said, "Don't you mean Woody Allen?" Thank God I didn't.
Woody
Woody
Allen.
fucking Allen. That's a. I got a picture in the end now. Woody Allen playing basketball with
Hello,
Wesley
yes,
Snipes.
I'm gonna dunk the bull.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. All right, this must be Mickey. He's back with us because dumb shit Rob. And a good morning to all of you guys. So it must be Mickey back from his big move. Nice to see you again, brother.
Hi, Mickey.
Fuck you, Mickey.
I love
Hey,
it.
Mickey. Everybody loves you, Rob.
Apparently, dumb shit Rob.
Dumb shit,
Dumb
Rob.
shit
Yeah.
Rob. Get it right.
But remember, I'll never forget this. Remember,
Oh, yeah.
Rob has sex.
Let's have it. Rob. What was it?
Rob has
What's
sex.
that?
That was an insult Mickey threw at me on one of the ghosted. Rob has
Yeah.
sex. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's like he was trying to figure out how to finish it off, and he went, "Nah, man, I'll just leave it vague because he'll talk about this on future shows, man." Fucking Mickey. We love you, bro. I think it's time to take it home, fellas.
Take it home.
Take it home. So we got What's the Difference coming up tomorrow. That's gonna be old me and Butcher. We're gonna do Prison Edition, the second
Part
part.
two.
Part two.
The way
And of course,
it's going, it could be a quadrilogy.
heck yeah, we could make the rest of the series about jail and incarceration. There's such big differences. It's crazy. Like they don't even make prisoners in the UK eat cow tongue. It's wonderful over there. Send me to prison over there, not here. And then, of course, like I said, tomorrow is Monday. We're just going to be going over the ghost videos, myself and Doug and old executive producer Sean. And then Wrestle Shoot, and we're going to do the worst managers ever.
Got my list ready.
And then next Thursday is going to be your next Four Corners Day.
Yes.
Thursday. What time again?
No, we're going to go with Fridays, I think.
Fridays.
I think we are going to go with Fridays. I think we're going to go with Fridays. And we're going to change it because I looked at it yesterday and I thought, you know what? it's going to work better if we kind of try and pick up as many, people from North America, and then pick up the people from the UK. It's fucking, it's probably harder to pick them up here than it is. That's
That's
not
what I
many
was.
people from North America saying, you're easy or anything, but in
UK fans, they're rabid.
the best. It's just you can't. I think what you kind of generally hope they do is they download the product and then listen to it on the go. Um. So yeah, I mean that's what we're gonna generally do. I think we're gonna go live 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. my time. So yeah, we're gonna try and work that way. If not, I can say we're big on this now. We're gonna if I've got to go early hours of the morning, I'll do that as well. So you know,
Cool.
it's it's a big one. We're gonna throw it all at
It's
it.
gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to seeing how that progresses. And anybody else got anything they want to throw out there?
Good to go.
Watch
Anybody?
Ghosted
Anybody?
on Mondays.
Watch Ghosted. Because if you don't,
Great
Doug
show.
literally weeps like a little girl if you don't watch Ghosted. So let's make sure
Yeah.
to turn in. Wrestle Shoot. We don't care. Watch it or not.
I love the ghoul.
The Ghoul Girl.
What?
I love the ghoul.
Everybody loves the Ghoul Girl. Anyway, thanks for hanging out for our first episode of Talking That Shiznet.